Hello, everyone, and welcome to Orchard Park, New York. I'm Kevin Harlan along with Bill Moss, and with us today on the sidelines is April Myers, who is out there braving these nasty conditions. The forecast is calling for even more rain, so how's it going to affect the teams out there on this field, Bill?
I don't need a meteorologist to know what the weather is outside today, Kevin. It's coming down in buckets out there. Missed tackles, fumbles, and sloppy play, all are going to be a factor in this matchup. Players should be prepared to play in any type of weather and condition. Enough about the rain, though. Let's take a closer look at this matchup. I actually think this could be a low-scoring game. I know it sounds crazy, but both of these offenses are so hyped up that everybody forgets about the defenses. These guys get up for these types of games, so don't be surprised if someone just squeaks by with a low-scoring victory.
Well, let's see what happens. It looks like the team captains are heading to midfield for the coin toss, so let's go down and join them.
Gentlemen, this is the NFL commemorative coin. This side is heads, this side is tails. New York Jets, do you pick heads or tails? New York Jets elects to receive. We're all set. Let's shake hands and have a good game. Good luck today, men.
Christie signals to the ref that he's ready, and we're about to get underway. And away we go. Taken down by Tillman. They line up in the shotgun. Winfield with the takedown.
If he had just a little bit more speed, he may have been able to break that for a big gain.
Brought down by Newman. Hatchett lines up in the slot. He's taken down at the 41-yard line. Dropped at the 36-yard line.
Vinny Testaverde will only take what he's given. He'll be glad to nickel and dime his way all the way down the field. And if the defense doesn't come up on the shorter routes, that's exactly what he'll do.
The offense comes out in their two tight end set.
They need this conversion to keep the drive alive.
Tackled by Irvin, and he picks up the first down.
That's a nice gain, and they also keep the drive alive with 4 more downs to work with.
Brought down after a small gain.
He was lucky to get anything out of that run. The defense had the offensive line stacked up like cordwood.
The Bills are going with a 4-3 look. And he's tackled after a good run out to the 23-yard line. It'll be a first down. Taken down behind the line.
Perfect execution by the defense. When you stunt gaps, you're going to get into the backfield without a blocker laying hand on you. The running back never knew what hit him.
The Jets are going with 4 receivers on this play. And they get to him back at the 31-yard line.
You can see what a great play the linebacker makes right there. He came on the blitz and he closed very fast on the quarterback, taking him down for the sack. All you're going to ask your guys to do in this situation is don't screw up. You have the ball deep in enemy territory, and you don't want to risk losing an opportunity to get some points out of this drive.
Intended for Becht.
Well, that's just part of the job of being receiver. Sometimes you're going to have to go across the middle, and when you do, you know what the outcome's going to be. So concentrate on making the catch, and then you know you're going to get decked.
It's up. Just wide to the left.
It wasn't a matter of leg strength, just accuracy. He knew it wasn't going to be good as soon as he kicked it.
Brought down by Mickens.
Oh, nothing fancy about that. This just grunting them up front and hard-nosed running behind it.
Down goes the quarterback.
He was in the backfield so fast that the quarterback never stood a chance. I didn't realize he was that quick. Look for them to start double-teaming his side from here on out.
Complete near the sideline. Runs out of bounds.
Heck, Kevin, even that ragtag arm you got, you could have completed a pass. He was that wide open.
The Bills are going with 3 receivers here on 1st and 10. Dropped at the 35-yard line.
Number 38 did an outstanding job of being patient and waiting for his blocks to develop. Nice run.
The Jets line up in a 3-4. The tackle is made at the 18-yard line.
Number 81 said, "Hey, look what I found." They're really lucky that thing wasn't intercepted.
Bryson is the deep back in the eye. Caught it in the end zone.
Number 81 ran a perfect route and was able to get the separation needed at the end of the play to make the catch. He really earned every one of those 6 points.
Steve Christie will kick the extra point. The kick is in the air. The PAT is good. Christie is all set and ready to kick the ball off to Hatchett. And he returns it out to the 42-yard line. The Bills line up in a 4-3. He's met in the backfield and stopped for a loss.
Number 93 made this play happen. He fought off his block. His arms were extended. He hit the runner in the backfield before he even got to the line of scrimmage.
And it's incomplete.
Well, that's just part of the job of being receiver. Sometimes you're going to have to go across the middle. And when you do, you know what the outcome's going to be. So concentrate on making the catch, and then you know you're going to get depth.
Carpenter with the takedown.
What great concentration. That's the hardest route to run, as any receiver will tell you, because there's always someone over there that's going to give you a shot when you come across.
Not much on the play.
If they're going to try to run to the outside, they ought to think about blocking the outside linebacker with some motion from the receivers.
He gains a couple of yards on the play. The pass was incomplete. There's the kick. And it's long enough, but wide right.
It wasn't a matter of leg strength, just accuracy. He knew it wasn't going to be good as soon as he kicked it.
And he's tackled after a solid gain.
A few more blocks, and he would have been deep into the secondary.
Tackled just short of the first.
He was close to the first down marker, but just couldn't get by Victor Green.
The tackle is made at the 41-yard line. Good for the first.
That's what I call running with a purpose. He knew exactly what he needed to pick up the first down. He went and got that and a little bit more.
Not much room on the run.
Can't blame the running back too much on that play. There just wasn't anywhere to run inside.
taken down hard.
Well, if the quarterback had read the blitz a little quicker, he might not have been on his back.
He fails to get the ball off and is sacked back at the 46-yard line.
The quarterback had to see him coming. And when he sees him coming, the first thing he ought to think about is his hot route. He doesn't get the ball to the hot receiver in time, and for that, he ends up on his back.
Santana Moss waits back at his 9. The ball will go over to the Jets. Brought down at the 28-yard line. He's not going to get the first.
That was just great defense. He was able to make the stop just before the ball carrier picked up the first down.
Good gain on the play, and it will be good for the first down.
You got to give some credit to the big hosses up front. A lot of room to run on that first down.
He's taken down after a good gain on the play. He picks up the first down.
Very solid run, and that'll be good enough to move the chains.
At the end of the first quarter, the score is New York 0, Buffalo 7. Tackled behind the line.
Heck, he didn't have a chance to run anywhere. The defense was on him so quick, he had no other option but to go down.
And it's in there for 6.
Curtis Martin did an outstanding job of getting to the outside quickly enough that the pursuit didn't have a shot to make the tackle before he was already in the end zone.
And here's the point after. The kick is up. It's up and good. They're set to kick it away. And he returns it out to the 29-yard line. The offense comes out in their two tight end set. And the ball drops incomplete.
Well, that's just part of the job of being receiver. Sometimes you're going to have to go across the middle. And when you do, you know what the outcome's going to be. So concentrate on making the catch, and then you know you're going to get depth.
Centers is wide open. Farrier makes the tackle at the 30-yard line. Price lines up in the slot. Farrier makes the tackle. Santana Moss is set to return the punt from 5. It sails down the middle of the field. Taken down by Tillman. The Bills line up in a 4-3. Brought down at the 50-yard line. And they stop him after a nice run.
That's what you call making your own hole. When it's not there, sometimes you just got to blow it up and make your own hole, pick up some decent yardage.
Cowards prevents the first down.
He was close to the first down marker, but just couldn't get by Sam Cowart.
The Jets are going with 3 receivers here on 2nd and 1. He's tackled at the 28-yard line. He picks up the first down.
The defense was a little too slow to react to some of that counter movement, and for that, he was able to pick up the first down.
He finds a hole and gets the ball out to the 17-yard line. And he picks up the first down.
Sam Cowart was able to get to him, but not before he had already picked up the first down.
Curtis Martin should eclipse the 100-yard mark in rushing with his next carry. Tackled in the backfield.
That was just a big play by the defense. He had no idea what hit him. They'll need to get some yards here to make up for that loss on first down.
He's brought down at the 15-yard line. Coles makes the grab. He's taken down at the 3-yard line. And he's stopped up right at the line of scrimmage.
They may want to rethink ever calling that play again.
The Bills are going with a 4-3 look. He has no room to run as he's hammered behind the line of scrimmage.
Number 20 had nowhere to go at all, and you can attribute that to a gap-controlled defense.
Across the middle, Moss tiptoes to the back of the end zone. Touchdown!
Very little room in the back of the end zone that time, but somehow he was able to come away with 6.
Hall is on for the extra point. It's on its way. Hall makes good on the extra point. The Jets are ready to kick the ball off. Taken down by Coleman. He takes it out to about the 41-yard line. And the pass goes incomplete. The catch is made by, flag down, it's a free play. He's brought down at the 42-yard line. Short yardage pickup.
He did an outstanding job of stringing the play outside, shedding the blocker, and then making the tackle.
The offense comes out in their two tight end set. Taken down at the 38-yard line.
He would have been better off if he was just tackled right where he caught the ball. You never want to lose yardage after the reception.
Wack was the intended target. Santana Moss is back deep, waiting for the punt from 5. He punts it to the left. Moss watches the ball go out of bounds. The Bills line up in a 4-3. Short pickup on the play.
The defense did a great job of limiting him to only a short gain.
Incomplete.
I guarantee you, that's the play that'll keep him awake tonight in bed. He was wide open and just couldn't come up with a catch.
Incomplete pass.
He heard footsteps there, Kevin. Sometimes that's all it takes.
Fourth and 10. Price has come on and is back deep to return the punt for the Bills. Down the middle of the field. And he's finally brought down after a huge gain. What a great return.
The Jets are really fortunate that wasn't a touchdown. They're going to have to cover better next time, or they may be watching him dance in the end zone.
Taken down at the 32-yard line.
That's the X factor. When the coverage downfield is so good you can't throw to your receivers, then you have the escapability to get downfield and pick up the first down.
The Bills are going with 3 receivers here on 1st and 10. Nice gain on the play. It'll be a first down.
He knew where the first down marker was and just got enough to pick it up before he was taken down.
We're at the 2-minute warning. Johnson is back deep in the shotgun formation.
Not many quarterbacks in this league can run the ball like that. It's like having an extra running back on your roster.
And there's nowhere to run as he gets sacked back at the 16-yard line.
Sean Ellis was in there on the quarterback before he even had time to react. They ought to think about sliding protection to his side or helping the back chip, because otherwise they'll have to get a new quarterback.
Price hauls it in for 6.
That's what I call a nice touch, Kevin. What a pretty throw by Rob Johnson.
Christie to try for the point after. It's up. The extra point is good. Hatchett is back to return the kick for New York. Taken down by Brown. The Jets bring out a few extra blockers. Taken down back at the 27-yard line.
Well, if the quarterback had read the blitz a little quicker, he might not have been on his back.
And the ball sails incomplete. And the tackle is made by Irvin. Timeout, New York. Now they have only 2 timeouts left. Tom Tupa is back, ready to punt the ball away. He punts it to the right. And he gets a short return out to the 24-yard line. The Jets come out in a nickel defense. Knocked away. Great pass coverage by Glenn.
Great defense. He put himself in position to make the play. He actually should have had the interception. I guess that's why he's over on the defensive side of the ball.
Close to an interception. Farrier was with him stride for stride.
Oh, that was almost intercepted. They're lucky the ball was only deflected. The quarterback should be a little bit more cautious on where he throws.
Stopped at the 34-yard line.
If he would have been able to get by the defender, he might have picked up a nice chunky yardage.
Time, New York. Santana Moss is waiting to get his hands on the ball back at the 27. The punt goes to the left. And he returns it to the 20-yard line. And he's tackled after gaining a few yards. Martin continues to run the ball well, breaking the 100-yard mark for the game.
He's been very patient in waiting for his blocks to develop, and you can see how that's paid off.
That's the end of the first half, and the score is deadlocked at 14. Hall will put the ball into play for the Jets. Down the middle. And he returns it out to the 42-yard line. Taken down at the 49-yard line.
Number 38 ought to thank those big guys up front for some excellent run blocking.
The Jets are going with a 4-3 look. yards out of bounds. And he's tackled after a short gain.
Nice job by the defense of filling the gaps quickly and stuffing the run.
The defense comes out in a 3-4. Complete over the middle. Taken down at the 25-yard line. Not much there.
The interior of that defense, they held up strong, and they didn't allow any room at all to run.
It's picked off in the end zone.
The Jets' defense came up big when they had to. Their backs were against the wall, and it looked like they were going to give up some points. What a break.
And he's tackled after a short gain.
He was lucky to get anything out of that run. The defense had the offensive line stacked up like cordwood.
And the pass is incomplete. Tackled at the 21-yard line.
Number 27 was close to breaking up the pass. If he had been there a second earlier, I don't think the receiver would have been able to hang on to it.
Price is back deep, waiting for the punt from Tom Tupa. Tupa gets off a good one. And he returns it out to the 45-yard line. He gets sacked back at the 39-yard line.
That's one big body to land on top of you. If I was the quarterback right now, I'd go over to the offensive lineman who is responsible for blocking that man and give him an earful.
Sacked back at the 30-yard line. Complete. Coleman with the tackle.
I don't think he would have been able to make that catch if it weren't tipped by the defender. It's a little too close to tell, but either way, it was one heck of a play by the receiver.
And he's just short of hitting the century mark for receiving. Santana Moss waits back at his 10, 5, sends it down the middle. It rolls into the end zone. Testaverde is back deep in the shotgun formation. Stopped by Irvin. Taken down in the backfield.
No secret here, Kevin. The defense just read the play perfectly. You follow your keys, and they'll take you to the ball. That's what happened.
.22 is in as the nickel back. Jones almost makes the pickoff. Great coverage.
It looked like he threw that one right at the defender. You better be more careful next time because he might not be so lucky.
Tackled by Jones.
Even though it was right across the middle, he never took his eyes off the ball. There may be only one or two guys in the league that could have made that catch.
Stopped by Carpenter, and it will be good for the first down.
Keon Carpenter made the tackle, but not before he was able to pick up the first.
Finally brought down at the 13-yard line. Good for the first. Hatchett lines up in the slot. He's taken down in the backfield.
That's what you call a lookout block. That's when those offensive linemen yell at the running back, "Look out!"
Wide open, taken down.
The defender wasn't able to prevent the completion, but at least he was there to make the tackle.
The pass is batted down. Excellent coverage.
Outstanding defensive coverage. He covered his man tight, and then when the ball came, he broke on it and swatted it away with one hand.
There's the kick, and it goes through the uprights. McDaniel is back deep, ready to receive the kick. And he returns it to the 33-yard line. He's taken down behind the line.
That was just great penetration by the defense. You can always stop the offense when you get deep into the backfield. That's exactly what happened. This is like they knew the snap count.
He's tackled at the 30-yard line. The tackle is made at the 41-yard line. Five is back to punt. The punt goes down the middle. Taken down by Tillman. Taken down.
Curtis Martin ought to thank those big guys up front for some excellent run blocking.
The Jets are going with 4 receivers on this play. Not much on the play.
If he could have got to the corner, he may have picked up some nice yardage. Nice play by the defense.
The Jets are in their I formation, and the deep back is Curtis Martin.
They have a good opportunity to keep this drive alive. Let's see if they can convert here.
And the pass is incomplete. Price is waiting to get his hands on the ball back at the 27. The punt sails right. He sets up his offense with really good field position at the 48-yard line.
He had a few blocks, but most of that was all him. What an amazing athlete. He might be the most dangerous player on the field, and I'd be really surprised if they kick it his way anymore this game.
He picks up a nice chunk of real estate to the 29-yard line. It'll be a first down. The Jets line up in a 4-3. He can't get out of the backfield.
Somebody missed a block on that one, Kevin. That's what happens when an offensive line is not totally in sync. You always hear him talk about it takes 5 of the guys working as one.
The Jets, at the end of the third quarter, lead the Bills 17-14. Price lines up in the slot. Short pickup on the play.
Well, he tried to make it to the outside and turn the corner, but the defense had such great pursuit, they were able to bring him down. Now, they're in a good position to put some points on the board, so they can't afford any dumb mistakes. Even if they just get a field goal out of it, that's better than coming away empty.
Molds hauls it in next to the sideline. Tackled at the 13-yard line. Bryson is the only back in the backfield.
The defense has to be feeling a little bit embarrassed after letting the quarterback run rampant through their defense.
Robinson with the tackle. He picks up the first down.
Damian Robinson was able to get to him, but not before he had already picked up the first down. Nice takedown. That pretty much just saved the touchdown.
The ball is resting inside the 1-yard line.
Rob Johnson couldn't find anyone open, so he's tucked the ball away and ran it in himself. That almost looked like a designed play. He executed it so well.
Lining up for the point after. The kick is in the air. The kick is good. Christie is set to kick it away. It's kicked down the middle. taken down by Price.
I think if he would have kept running behind his blockers, he could have picked up a few more yards.
Jones makes the tackle.
Curtis Martin did an outstanding job of being patient and waiting for his blocks to develop. Nice run.
The defender gets his hand on the ball. Beck was tightly covered by Jones.
Well, that was an ill-advised pass into some very tight coverage. I'm sure he wishes he had that one back. At least it didn't get picked off.
Testaverde is back deep in the shotgun formation. The pass was incomplete. Price has come on and is back deep to return the punt for the Bills. He sends it to the right. The ball rolls into the end zone. The Bills go big with their jumbo set. Sacked!
Some sacks are blamed on the quarterback. The quarterback is always responsible for one guy. He should have gotten rid of that ball or seen that thing coming and escaped the rush.
Interception. And he brings it back to the 33.
That's just called forcing the ball by the quarterback. His receiver was covered all the way, and the defender made a great play on the ball.
Not much there.
Nice job by the defense of filling the gaps quickly and stuffing the run.
Martin is the deep back in the eye. Not much room on the run. Downfield makes the tackle.
Even though the completion is not for many yards, it still helps soften that defense, because eventually they'll come up and start jumping on that underneath route. And when they jump on the underneath route, it's going to open up something downfield, and that's when the offense will take its shot.
The Bills are going with a 4-3 look. The ball's on the ground. Recovered at the 27.
Number 80 was just in the right place at the right time. They're going to have to do a better job of holding on to the football. They shouldn't try to get it back all at once. If they can get a decent gain, then there will be less pressure on third down.
He's tackled at the 22-yard line.
The Bills will allow them to do that all they want. The clock's their ally, and as long as it keeps running, they'll be happy.
The Jets are going with 4 receivers on this play. Brought down by 22. It's on its way. And he missed it wide right.
You could tell that one was going to be wide as soon as it left his foot.
Stopped at the 46-yard line. Glenn makes the first down saving tackle.
He was close to the first down marker, but just couldn't get by Aaron Glenn.
Bryson is the only back in the backfield. And it's knocked away. Super job in coverage.
He's lucky that wasn't intercepted. The defender made a great break on the ball and knocked it away.
The Bills line up in the shotgun.
They need to convert here, Kevin.
Brought down by Faria.
Well, the defender was a little late getting there, but at least he held him to a short pickup after the catch.
The Jets line up in a 4-3. And the tackle is made by Faria.
A few more blocks, and he would have been deep into the secondary.
Price lines up in the slot. He can't get out of the backfield.
Kevin, I think even you could have run the ball better on that play.
And the tackle is made by Glenn.
I don't think he would have been able to make that catch if it weren't tipped by the defender. It's a little too close to tell, but either way, it was one heck of a play by the receiver.
And he eclipses the century mark with that reception. Tackled at the 24-yard line.
Oh, nothing fancy about that. This just grunting him up front and hard-nosed running behind it.
Tackled behind the line.
That's definitely not going to help his rushing stats one bit. Anytime your running back is racking up a lot of yards per carry, it's usually due to the guys up front doing an outstanding job. Great job of realizing where the first down marker was and scrambling to get there. When your quarterback makes plays like that, it lifts the entire team up.
Coleman makes the tackle at the 11-yard line.
Number 38 ought to thank those big guys up front for some excellent run blocking.
Shy of the first down.
That was just great defense. He was able to make the stop just before the ball carrier picked up the first down.
McDaniel catches it in the end zone.
The Bills have to be living right. That could have easily been intercepted, but instead, they'll get 6 points out of it.
Steve Christie will kick the extra point. The kick is up. The extra point is through and good. Hatchett is back and ready to receive the kick. The kick goes down the middle. And he returns it to the 38-yard line.
There was a hole there, but he just didn't have enough time to squeeze through it.
We're at the 2-minute warning. The catch is made, taken down at the 47-yard line. Carpenter grabs the ball. Carpenter comes up with the loose ball.
That's called being in the right place at the right time.
Fumble! Farrier gets a hold of the ball. The defense comes up with it.
The Jets are going to have to do a better job of holding on to the football. Turnovers like that don't only stop drives, but also take away any kind of momentum that you're starting to build.
The catch is made by 10. Goes out of bounds. The Bills are going with a 4-3 look. Caught for 6.
Great job by the big guys up front. They gave him the time he needed to complete the pass. At least half of those 6 points should be accredited to the big guys.
The Jets are going for 2. No good. The Jets cut the scoring margin to only 5. Looks like they're going to attempt an onside kick. Bill, what do you think about this call?
There isn't much time left in the game. They desperately need to make the recovery.
Recovered by the receiving team at the 49-yard line. He makes a nice run out to the 43-yard line.
Oh, nothing fancy about that. This just grunting them up front and hard-nosed running behind it.
Timeout, New York. He's tackled after gaining a good number of yards on the play. Good for the first.
You got to give some credit to the big hosses up front. A lot of room to run on that first down.
Timeout, New York. And he's sacked back near the 36-yard line.
The defensive coordinator took a big risk here on this play. They brought just about everybody on the blitz with zero help deep. This time it worked out for them, and they got to the quarterback.
Short yardage pickup. Timeout, New York. Johnson is back deep in the shotgun formation.
The defense really needs a stop, a turnover, or something big to happen so they can get their offense back on the field. There is nothing more embarrassing to a defense than to allow a quarterback to run the ball through your defense like that.
Well, that's it. Your final score is the Buffalo Bills 28, the New York Jets 23. Thank you for tuning in. This is Kevin Harlan for Bill Moss and Acclaim Sports saying so long.